Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I've got a free pick for you in Canadian football for Saturday, July 20th on Prizepicks. I'm going to recap how yesterday went, which was not good. We had two games yesterday. We had some great receivers playing, and nothing really went our way. The quarterbacks didn't perform, and then when they did perform, they were throwing to random fifth and sixth receivers. And that's kind of how it goes in Canadian football. That's one of the risks with pairing the receiver one with the quarterback is they really use a lot of receivers in Canadian football. But I'm going to show you guys something here real quick. So if you're new to the channel, I have won so much on Prizepicks that I'm limited to $5 per play. So I can only get down $5 on each of these plays. So what I have to do is have relatives and friends and stuff put down a little bit more, but even their accounts are all limited now. So I really just make this content to try to help people win and show them profitable strategies. Now, the strategy that we've used over the last 2 years has made a lot of people a lot of money. And if you go to my channel, you can see the interviews I've done with clients that have paid me to send them what plays to copy. And you can see that there are some crazy success stories in there. There's a guy that turned $200 into 10 grand. And the interviews are really cool to watch. If you're newer to the channel, doing research on me, figuring out if I'm legit, I would definitely watch those videos and check those out. But it's a little background on me if you guys are newer here. Going into the football season, we're going to get a lot of new support. I really want to try to grow the channel and get it to 100,000 subscribers, get that 100K plaque. I think that would be just such a great story. I never imagined this page getting that big. I really thought this page would be a smaller page, but a fun page for me. And I'm looking at my subscriber total. It's doing well, you guys. So I want to say thank you guys for watching and subscribing. I appreciate y'all's support. But typically, what we would do with our picks is we just build a nice little four-man here. And I'll start us off with a free pick here for you guys too. So I'm pairing everything with British Columbia. I really don't care anymore. The only person that I can trust in the Canadian Football League is Vernon Adams, and then McInnes as his receiver. And just after last week, I don't care what their numbers are. I'm taking their overs, and I'm just going to live with the result because more weeks than not, Adams can throw for 350 yards. He can throw for 350 yards in the first half. It reminds me of Penix last year in September, and it's really deja vu Washington in September where they were just throwing for 300 yards in the first half and then 100 yards in the third quarter, and then they're done for the day. But if you look at this, normally this four-man would be 10x. Now it's 9x. The good news is our technique will still be profitable. It'll just be a bit less profitable. So what I think we should do is just be more selective. Instead of going high volume, just be more selective with it. Now, with Canadian football, there's not that many options. So you're going to have to be patient. We could go through a full 4-week stretch of losing in Canadian football and then one weekend win enough to wipe out those 4 losing weekends. So when you're risking money, you want to risk a small percentage of your bankroll. And then when you win, you'll double your bankroll that weekend, if that makes sense. So you might have a couple weekends where it's like -5 units, -7 units, and then all of a sudden that third weekend plus 42 units. That's how the game is played on Prizepicks because we're pairing 4 things together for a pretty big payout. So I'll show you guys here what I mean when I said I'm limited to $5. So I'll try to put $100 on this play. We'll see if it goes through. It didn't. I'm always hopeful every day. Every time I click the button, I'm like, maybe today I'll get lucky. But they did change up quite a bit on their site the past 24 hours, mainly just lowering the payouts so that we make less when we win. But maximum lineups are $5 right now, so I can only do 5. So what I do is I do 5, and then I share the link. But this is a really good four-man right here. Mitchell and Adams, and then McInnes and Bridges. So tonight, for Saturday, Bridges and Mitchell are my go-to. So if you're building lineups in NBA Summer League or MLB Baseball, and you want to do a four-man with 2 of your picks, 2 of mine, tonight I would go Mitchell and Bridges as the duo. And I would take both of them over. The idea is if Mitchell throws for 320 yards, Bridges is going to get to his number too. So really the only way Bridges won't get to 78 is if Mitchell has a shitty game. So you could also do less and less on here. And I'm not going to do that with these two because they're really good. But if you look at that, the payout lowers to 8.5 there. And then if you do this, the payout lowers, well, it stays at 8.5. Very interesting, huh? So if you do want to go less, you probably should go 4 less. All of these different payouts, it's super confusing. A lot of it doesn't make sense, but it's very interesting. So you know what I'll do is I'm going to do another one with Hollins. I know Hollins really screwed us last week, but the way it goes in sports betting a lot of times is the guy that screws you last week comes through for you in a big way this week. So I'm going to do the same play with Hollins. And then what I'm going to do, and this is where it gets really hard for me, and I'm kind of torn. So tonight in the Toronto-Hamilton game, Toronto has had the worst passing attack in the league. Dukes has hit under every week. So I want to take his under. But at the same time, Hamilton's passing defense is really bad. So I think Dukes can easily get to this number. It's very tricky though, guys. It really is. It's hard to predict how this game will flow. But, I think I'm going to go Coxie, and then I'll go Dukes. And I'll do one of them with Hollins, and then one of them with McInnes. So I'll reuse this, and then I'll do the same thing with McInnes here. And I'm basically giving away all my secret sauce for free right now. So if you guys appreciate it, hit the subscribe button. But, this type of information back in 2022, I used to sell for big bucks, and people would pay me $1,000. They'd go out and make 30, 40 grand off of one account. And then nowadays you get limited fast, and they're changing the rules of their game. But I don't see this working much longer. So that's why I want to get everybody on it and help everybody make some money so you guys have a good experience with me. But same thing with McInnes here. So Adams, McInnes, Dukes, and Coxie. So I'll submit that. And then I do think going under is not a bad idea too with McInnes. And, I'm really going all in on British Columbia here, guys. So I'm building so many different combinations here. And wait. Okay, cool. And I might do, we'll do Hollins under. I was kind of confused what I was doing next. All right, so I'm building a bunch, or Hollins more, sorry. I'm building a bunch of different combinations. All right, I'm blocked now. So I built 5 combinations for us, but let's go look through them. So we've got Adams and McInnes more with Coxie and Dukes less. Then we've got Coxie and Dukes more with Adams and McInnes more. Then we got Adams and Hollins. And then Coxie and Dukes here, all more. So hopefully Toronto has a good game. It'll be the first time they go over this season, so it is a little nerve-wracking to do. But it'll be fun to root for passing. And then Hamilton, I have a lot of confidence in Bridges and Mitchell. So me saying that, I bet what happens is Bridges and Mitchell miss, and then Dukes and Coxie hit. But hopefully they'll all 4 hit for us. And then this is what we're looking at tonight, guys. Bunch of picks. And Bain let us down last night. Aju got all the yards. That bastard. He's had big games before. And then something like this happens. It's good to see the correlation. It's good to see that when one goes under, they both go under. When one goes over, they both go over. But all we needed, guys, was another 10-yard pass to Nick Dembski. And it's frustrating to barely miss like that. But you got to realize each one of these, like my unit size is $5. Not because I want it to be. It's really more than that, but I'm just limited on this account that I'm showing you guys. But $5, every time a loss happens, you lose 5. And then when you get a couple wins to go through, you get 45 each one. So if we win 2, you get $90. So mentally, it's very challenging because people mentally are like, dude, I keep losing every day. But it's like, bro, you're losing 20, 25 bucks a day. And then a day when they all come through green for us, you're going to make 200. So you have to understand the math. You have to understand the long-term game here. I will say, guys, I'm probably going to lean more towards sportsbook picks and just standalone player props. Now, the good news is, whether you have BetMGM or DraftKings or Bovada or Sleeper Fantasy or Chalkboard, if I'm just giving my favorite props, even prize picks, you can just plug them in. But it's not going to be the same team correlation anymore because they are nerfing that. They are taking the payouts and lowering them for that. Like in the NFL, we can see that they're actually changing it all too. You know what? Let's see if I mix CFL with NFL, because this is what I really want to do here. So this is NFL Week 1, Jacksonville versus Miami, Tua and Tyreek. So that's 9x right there. Now, if you do 2 NFL players, so if we go like maybe, see if we can find a good one here. I guess it doesn't matter. We can just pick a random one just to see what the payout is. So if we go Tank Dell, how many times have we lost with Tank Dell by half a yard? So 9x, I think, right? That's 9x? Yeah, that's 9x. That's good. So we can still run this in the NFL on prize picks. It's just a little bit less lucrative. But whenever we combine college football with Canadian football, I think that's when we're really going to shine. There's just a couple duos in the Canadian Football League that are just beasts. Like Vernon Adams every week. Vernon Adams and British Columbia, they're really like Oregon was. I mean, you got Hollins and McInnes. It's like Troy Franklin and Tez Walker. And then Bo Nix. And Vernon Adams is from Oregon. That's what's crazy. So people were calling him the Black Bo Nix in my chalkboard. And it's like, bro, I've never seen someone hit their overs like this, except for Bo Nix last year. So I'm like, man, crazy that he comes from Oregon too. And I'm like, man, I love this guy, Vernon Adams, dude. By far, favorite Canadian football player in the league. So if we do 3 paired up, which is what we used to love last year, 16x. So you really want to do 4 paired up. So you know what a bonus play is if you got time to wait? You got to go Tyreek and Tua, man. You got to go Tyreek and Tua right there. So I like that one a lot too. I can't do it because I'm limited. Yeah, I'm done for the day. But those are your 5 picks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Good luck out there today. Busy weekend for me. My dad's in town, so I can't put as much time into making videos and stuff. But I'm going to get back into it probably Monday and put out a lot of baseball stuff as well. So I'm really itching to get active with baseball. NFL preseason's coming, so there's a lot of good things coming up. We're heading into that time of year where things get really busy, and it's a good thing. There's a ton of stuff to bet on, and I'm super excited to go into the fall with you guys. We've got a huge UFC card next week, 7 days from now, in London. So lots of stuff to bet on. I'm super excited about it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for being part of the channel, and good luck with all of your stuff this weekend.